Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So today we are going to learn about passive voice. So what is passive voice? Passive voice means the subject is receiving the action. Therefore, there is passive subject. Next, why should we use passive voice? First of all, maybe you don't want to say who or what did the action. Or you don't know who did the action, or maybe the object is the most important part of the sentence. Next, to understand the passive voice, I will give example of active voice and passive voice. Example for active voice, the boy plays the piano. Boy is the subject, plays is the verb. The boy is doing the action. The subject does the action to the object. For the passive voice, the piano is played by the girl. The subject is piano and the verb is play. The piano is receiving the action. Therefore, piano is passive subject. Since the piano is the passive subject, then this sentence is written in passive voice.
Now, I will show you an example to explain a form of passive sentence. If the active sentence is, the children ate the cake. So, the passive sentence will be, the cake was eaten by the children. From that, we can see, the object in active sentence will become the subject in passive sentence. There are 6 steps on how to turn an active sentence into passive sentence. But before I start, I want to show you guys one tips that we can use to make a passive sentence. To make passive sentence, we need to use passive tense. So, what are the 6 steps on how to turn an active sentence into passive sentence? Step 1. We need to identify the subject, verb, and object of the active sentence. Step 2. Move the object to become the new subject of the sentence. Step 3. Check the active sentence. What is the verb tense in active sentence? It is in past simple, which is the children ate the cake. And then step 4, conjugate the verb be. We need to change the be verb into the past simple, so it become was or were, depending on the new subject. So the new subject is the cake, so we can choose was. The cake was. Step 5, add the past participle of the main verb after be. So looking back at active sentence, the main verb is eat, but in past simple form. So, the past participle form of ate is eaten. The cake was eaten. And the last step, which is step 6, we need to decide what to do with the subject of active sentence, which is the children. And at the end of the sentence, we can add the word by. So, the final answer of passive sentence is, the cake was eaten by the children.
Alright, now let's look at some passive sentence examples. The house was built in 1893. The car will be sold by the weekend. The washing had been left out in the rain. Many people's lives were saved. Can you see the passive form here? The P word is always there, but it tells us the tense. It helps to describe when something happened, and it also conjugates the subject. People's lives were saved. The house was built, and the be verb is always followed by the past participle. We can also explain who or what did the action by adding by. The house was built by her grandfather. This car will be sold by the salesman. The washing had been left out in the rain by her husband. Many people's lives were saved by volunteer. Okay, let's try to change from active sentence to passive sentence. Someone has stolen my neighbor's car. This is an active sentence. Step 1, identify the subject, verb, and object. Step 2, make the object the subject. Step 3, tell me what the tense is used in the original active sentence, the present perfect tense. Step 4, you need to conjugate the be verb so that it's in the same tense. The neighbor's car has been. We are using has because the subject is now the car. Step 5, add the main verb in the past participle form. The neighbor's car has been stolen. is the same word as the original sentence, which was also the past participle. Step C. Decide. Do you need to include the thing that did the action? Is it really that important? Maybe not, because we don't really know anything about who did it. It's just someone. I'd probably just leave it as my neighbor's car has been stolen. But if we knew a little bit more about who or what did it, we could definitely include it. My neighbor's car has been stolen by someone. So the passive form always includes the be word with the past participle, and if you need to include any information about what or who did the action, just by. Another example, we made lots of money in 2002. Lots of money was made by us in 2002. I will clean the house on Monday. The house will be cleaned by me on Monday. He built the house for his parents. The house was built by him for his parents.